should hope so too. We have the last act of this half, and can we all start applauding everyone? Can we make a big applause? Just really out there. What a great actor. It's her first time here. Can we please give it up for? She's the first time we're going to see her here. It's Marilyn Muruako. Yeah, that works for me. Marilyn, and here she comes.
Hello, good evening. Just a bit about myself. I was the only girl in a family with 4 brothers growing up, which was both a blessing and a curse. The blessing was that I'd always get the best presents, and there was one Christmas when my parents could only afford to get us 1 gift each. The look on my little brother's face at receiving a pair of white long johns. He was like, seriously though, Mum? Leaving aside the fact that you thought it was okay to buy me long johns as a Christmas present, I can't believe that you actually wrapped it up in gold wrapping paper, Mum. Who bothers to wrap up long johns? And there's a simple rule you should follow, yeah? Bling on the outside, bling on the inside. You're just building my hopes up. But then my older brother came in, trying to look like a gangster, in his black long johns, holding his crutch. And my mum was having none of it. She said, David, take your hand away from your area. Good. Now I can see that one size does fit all. You see, the presents from my mum getting the long johns would have gone something like this. One Saturday, walking around Peckham Market, she comes across a store. Oh, are these leggings? Oh, okay, they are long johns, and there are 1, 2, 3, 4 colours here. Black, blue, beige, white. The colours are arranged as if in order of seniority. David Black, Edward Blue, Peter Beige, Daniel White. And it says here that one size fits all. So they don't even have to try before they buy. I must get it for their Christmas presents. I got Gucci back that year. The disadvantage of being the only girl is that my brothers would play games such as Let's All Fart on Marilyn and Let's Hide the Sanitary Towels. They saw red when I started taking their t-shirts instead. My parents used to keep a close eye on the things that we watched and listened to growing up. My mum wouldn't let us watch The Exorcist, for example, because I don't know if you've seen it, but the evil spirit kind of has like a posh English accent. And there's a bit where the priest has restrained the possessed girl by tying her wrist to the bedstead and is asking her, "Who are you? What are you?" And she kind of responds, "I am the devil. Now kindly loose me from these straps, old chap." That freaked my mum out when she watched it in 1972. So 20 odd years later, as some sort of self-therapy, she decided to watch the film again. The next evening she rushed in from work like really panicked and delirious. I'm like, "Mum, what's wrong?" And she's like, "Lord have mercy, there are little white devils on every street corner." I was like, "Mum, don't get it twisted. Remember, we're living in Chelsea." We ended up moving to Peckham shortly afterwards. I don't know if you know the bit with the 360-degree head turn right before the line, "Do you know what she just did, your cunty daughter?" Well, I find that when I slow it down, it makes me imagine some sort of scenario with some upper class snotty women sitting around the table in summer having afternoon tea. And one lady sort of saying, "Bill, do you know what she did, your cunting daughter?" And the other one saying, "Oh yes, Mildred, I've heard the rumours. I do not believe them for a second. My fairy tale only used that crucifix to pray with." Sorry. And what about your daughter, I heard she was marrying a man called Leroy. And the lady sort of responding, "Well, actually, I think it's pronounced Leroy, and it means the king." And the final lady in the group, sort of trying to calm matters, sort of says, "Oh, Millicent, leave her alone. After all, what can she do? I've heard that once you go black, you never go back." I was easily influenced as a teenager and went through many phases. At one point I went through a phase of trying desperately to grow a 70s style afro. so I could look like black exploitation babe Foxy Brown. Didn't happen at the time, but a few years later I was in an accident which put me in a coma for a few months. The thing is, when you're sleeping or in a coma, your brain sends out extra charges to stem cells that stimulate hair growth. So without any effort, I did actually get that afro. Unfortunately, it wasn't where I wanted it to be. The nurses came in every 6 weeks to cut the hair on my head. They wanted me to get afro, they just wanted to get rid of split ends. But they didn't think about what was going on down below. And I'm 30 years old and I like a boyfriend, but they've heard that African bush can be volatile. Clearly there's a misunderstanding. Anyway, you've been fantastic, Georgie.
Marilyn Muruako, everyone! What a wonderful act to end the first half on. Fantastic. Oh, I'm so impressed. You've all been fantastic. Can I get a sympathetic sound out of everyone? Show me sympathy. Oh. So this is 5 people.